Hi guys! So today I wanted to talk about something that kind of bothers me. And I'm sure it bothers you too if you've had this experience. So anybody who has ever shopped at Barnes & Noble knows that when you buy a book there, along with your receipt, they print out that little slip that's like, hey, if you like this, maybe you should try these other books. Which is always exciting. I know I love book recommendations. I love finding new books, things maybe I wouldn't have picked up otherwise. You get my gist. You walk out of Barnes & Noble with your handy dandy little bag full of goodies that you have purchased, and then you pull out that little receipt to see what other things that maybe you would like if you liked what you bought. And I find that 9 times out of 10, I am disappointed by that list. And let me tell you why. A while ago, I went to my very first comic book store. I know, it's sad, but I went and I bought something. I bought the bind-up of Miss Marvel because it'd been going around BookTube and it sounds pretty badass, so why not give it a shot, right? I read it, I loved it, and that comic book store did not carry the rest of the bind-ups. So I went to Barnes & Noble to buy the second and third one because I had to continue the series. So I went to Barnes & Noble, which is actually right around the corner from that comic book store, and I bought volumes 2 and 3 of Miss Marvel. And I'm just kind of getting into the whole comic book graphic novel world. This is the first year I've ever actually read any. So I was curious what Barnes & Noble would recommend to me as somebody who has purchased Miss Marvel now. So I got my handy dandy little slip of things that they recommended based on the fact that I purchased volumes 2 and 3 of Miss Marvel. And let me just read this to you because it's ridiculous. The first one on the list, Miss Marvel Volume 1. Alright Barnes & Noble, let me have a chat with you. If I am buying volumes 2 and 3, chances are I have read volume 1. Just gonna throw that out there. Like, logically, that would make sense. If I am continuing the series, probably already started it. Just gonna throw that out there. And the next two are not necessarily ridiculous. It's volume 1 in 2 other series. So I'm gonna skip those for now because those ones are actually kind of legitimate. Maybe I would check those out. But the very last one is not the first one in a series. They recommended Saga Volume 4. I understand that Saga Volume 4 had like just come out or something. I don't know. It was the big one in the series. I don't know if the 5th one's come out yet. But when I was buying these, Saga Volume 4 was going around BookTube like wildfire. But here's the thing, Barnes & Noble. I have not read Sagas Volume 1 through 3. If you are going to recommend a series to me, I recommend you start with Volume 1. That's probably a good place to start. And I understand that Saga is a fantastic series. I have not read it yet, but I hear nothing but good things. So I will probably eventually pick that up. But I would probably start with Volume 1. Just gonna say that. Don't recommend Volume 4. Just don't. It makes no sense. Also a while ago, I started reading the Mortal Instruments series. A friend gave me this first copy, which if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know where this came from. It's in one of my hauls forever half ago. But I loved it. So I went to go buy the second one in the series, as you do. So I went and I bought City of Ashes. And on the little slip for this one, which I seem to have misplaced because I did keep it for the purpose of this video and I can't find it, they recommended City of Bones, which is the first one. Thanks, Barnes & Noble. Could have figured that one out. As I said with Miss Marvel, already read the first one. I'm buying the second one. Just saying. But then it also recommended, hey, if you like this one, maybe you should also read City of Glass. No doubt, Barnes & Noble. If I'm reading book 2 in a series and I still like it, I'm gonna read the third one. And I will continue with said series. Just, I don't understand your logic. And also similar instance, when I bought Clockwork Angel, because I was planning on reading these in publication order. Haven't gotten to this one yet. I read the first 3 of the Mortal Instruments series. Haven't quite gotten to this one yet, but I bought this one, and on my handy dandy little slip, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess. No doubt, Barnes & Noble, buying the first one in the Infernal Devices series. If I like it, I'm gonna read the other 2. That's just common sense. But then the other 2 are the ones that get me. They recommended The Scorch Trials, which is number 2 in the Maze Runner series. Not the Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials. No, if you're gonna recommend a new series to me, go with book 1. And same with this, the last recommendation on this slip. It's Behemoth, which is the second one in the Leviathan series. Recommend the first one to me. Don't recommend the second one in a series. Just, no. So that bothers me that they continue recommending continuing the series or books 2 or whatever in an ongoing series. Like, no. Start at book 1. And if I'm buying book 2, I've probably already read book 1, so don't put that on your list. But another one I love, because I've gotten this one too, is like, hey look, you're buying An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Why don't you try reading everything else John Green has ever written? No duh, Barnes & Noble. If I like his writing style, I will read his other books. I will continue reading his books if I like the way he writes. No duh, I could have figured that out. Maybe recommend somebody who's similar to John Green instead. I don't know. Use your brain, Barnes & Noble. Use your brain. That's kind of my mini rant for today, because I went to Barnes & Noble recently, and that's what brought this up in my brain. So if you had similar instances where Barnes & Noble just gives you crap recommendations, let me know your stories down below. I'm really curious what books they recommended to you that you were like, no duh. And if you actually ever have gotten a good recommendation from Barnes & Noble, I would love to hear about that because I've never gotten one. All of their recommendations have been crap for me. So if you have any good recommendations, leave them down in the comments below. And if you have any good stories about Barnes & Noble recommendations, definitely leave those down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.